Hello! We built a 2x4 coffee table to match the 2x4 porch furniture we built in an earlier video. And we added a flame element.
Because the best part of the summertime is gathering around a very hot heat source that makes you sweat even more. But then you get s'mores!
You may be familiar with our 2x4 back porch furniture that we built in earlier videos, and we needed a coffee table to go with our 2x4 furniture, so we decided we needed to make the coffee table out of 2x4s as well. So we built it.
However, with the price of wood kind of skyrocketed at the moment, we took some past projects that were made out of 2x4s and cannibalized them for this project. So if you see some 2x4s that are marred, that's why we're using used products to save some money.
And we decided to add a flame table because flames are fun. We're on the back porch. It does get cool here occasionally, and we wanted a place to make s'mores, which we've done. So, flames and 2x4s. What's not to like?
It's recycling. If you would like to build one of these yourself, we don't really have blueprints. However, the cut list is down below in the description, so go click it if you want to make it. Pocket screws are perfect for this installation because it's all 90-degree cuts, so I'm cutting pocket screws. The lid needs to be extraordinarily strong, which is why we're partially using pocket screws and also because we're using glue. Now there's a lot of structural pieces because it's going to be holding tile, and that's kind of heavy and also kind of breakable, so it's got to be supported. In this world, everything is a jar. You have a lid and you have the body. We just finished the lid. Now we're going to take this and the rest of the pieces that you just watched us make and make the body. This is really heavy. Like most great structures, we started building from the base. We used a mixture of pocket holes and counterboring through the legs to make sure everything was straight. Now with the permanent side, we had to set up the shelf, so it was a little bit difficult to keep it square, but once we got the shelf established, it became a lot easier. On the permanent side, we needed to install a window for the control panel. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to control the fire and have marshmallows and good things. So come on, guys. This is important stuff. Alright, so the basic structure has been completed. Hooray, great job everybody, this is team effort. Now we need a place for the tank to sit so it's not just sitting on the ground because that could be an explosive disaster. So we have these 2x4s that are laid out. This one and the last one are raised a little bit to kind of cradle the tank inside, so that way like the diameter of the bottom will sit inside this little shelf and then won't be able to slide around once it's in there, which will be great because it's a table. We're probably going to move it when we're out there to make room for other people or just to move it because you should be able to move your furniture without fear of explosions. Look at that, another 90-degree interface. Again, let's use pocket screws. Super easy, super great, very strong, especially with glue. Alright, now the structure is completely done. Off camera, we added this last little ledge because we're going to put tile here. We want to make sure it's supported on all sides. You can see the window for the control panel. It fits like a glove perfectly, which is not our track record. So I'd like to mark that right now. Mark it in your calendar. Celebrate it a year from now, 10 years from now. But this is all ready, and the lid is all ready. Now we're going to paint them both separately. We'll explain later.
This table is built from 2x4s, but that's no reason not to treat the wood nicely, so we prime it.
The next day.
With the final coat of paint dry, it's time to put on these 6 feet that will keep the structure stable on the back porch. These nylon feet will allow us to push the table around on the back porch if we need to, but they have enough friction to hold it in place when we don't want it to move.
Later.
Welcome to a very hot day in the shop. We're about to attach this lid to this base. As you can see, I already have it clamped in place. I've got my 2 screwdrivers ready. I'm going with the Craig bit to kind of bore straight into the wood, like 90-degree angle style, to make it with maximum strength for all of this. Unfortunately, for how the lid ended up being, we have a couple of extra spots that this cannot go all the way down in, wherein the removable panel is going to be. So we have a couple workarounds, but I'm about to drop 6 of these straight down 90-degree angle holes, and then I'm going to use 2.5-inch galvanized pocket screws to get in. Now, I can stand here and like, you know, do it like this and then, you know, go from up here. Or I can stand on a step stool and be a lot taller. So I'm going to do that one instead. Let's go.
It's time to cut the tile for the tabletop, and to do that I'm going to use my wet saw. I haven't turned this on in 19 years. I hope it still works, but the wet saw uses water as a lubrication so the tile won't chip and fling all over the place, and that flings water everywhere. So I'm wearing my apron and my eye protection. It also makes a lot of noise, so I've got my helmet on. We're going to see if this works, and if it does, we're going to make a tabletop. Hannah's putting the handle on the access panel behind me, and now I'm going to glue the tile down to the tabletop so that we have a tabletop. I also glue the tile down to the shelf down below. So let me get that done, and we'll be ready to hook up the flame pieces.
An undisclosed amount of time has passed by evidence of the fact that I'm wearing a different outfit. However, this is now done. Structure is together, tile is on top, we've got caulk, we've got grout, which is actually just a different colored caulk. And now we have to put in the burner, which looks like this, because this is what it is. It fits into this burner size hole, which I will not demonstrate because it's a very tight fit and I don't want to do that right now. And then, before we put that in, it needs to connect to the propane tank via this, and via that is connected to the faceplate, which will connect in the faceplate size hole, which is over there. And I'm inviting you to imagine what it looks like. And it has all these attachment things that we gotta attach. It's a little bit more work, but it's okay. Tubes go in first, then the control panel.
So the burner is hooked up and is ready to go down into the burner size hole. It has a gas line and 2 wires for the igniter. It all goes down right here. And now our burner's in place. Everything's hooked up. Now all I have to do is put this big old heavy propane tank into the hole. Now we're ready. And the propane tank is hidden by this panel.
Welcome back to the back porch, as I presume you've watched the video where we made these. If you haven't, that's your next video to watch. Now, as you can see, she's fully assembled and sitting where she's going to be. However, she cannot hold a flame because she needs something called broken glass. Good thing for everybody here, I have 3 bags of it in different varieties. We have blue, white, and other. So, come with me as I cut and pour. Alright, we got the glass in place. It's not very sharp. Now it's time for some fire. Oh my gosh!
So that's it. It's the 2x4 flame table that matches our 2x4 furniture here in our back porch, which is not made out of 2x4s, but the flame table is really hot.
I'm sweaty. Also, look at these actual s'mores that we burned on our flame table.
First try, set them on fire. We'll get better at this. Thanks to our patrons who help us build really hot stuff like this. We really appreciate you. But if you like stuff like this that we do shop projects. We use the shop to actually build other projects like this one. And if you like that, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so you won't miss any updates.
Stop it! Well, God bless.